Hi guys, welcome to the postscript part of my 2024 Christmas Village series. This postscript or postscriptum part is necessary, if not mandatory, because of the many changes I made between part 18, that was the last part uploaded of the regular season, of the full tutorial season, and the final result also uploaded, and that it is still behind me. I certainly added many things, props, buildings, new figurines, but I also eliminated many other things. And these made once again the layout completely different. And now I think I owe you some explanation concerning this final revolution. Well, let me start from the middle of the layout. During the season, the transparent soap I used to simulate the water here in the mini river and the lake has deteriorated. Simply because it's not like a resin that once poured, it maintains its form, its shape, and it is impossible to damage it. The melted soap is sensible to scratches, to dirt that follows on top of it, to variation of temperature, and the water wasn't that good as in July or August when I poured for the first time the soap, and now I added 2 more layers of soap. Let me continue with this section here, the Iron Giant and the Little Robot Girl section. I have been told, look, let's bring some hope to the section, not just death like that. Yes, the mini robot girl, the little girl, robot girl, will bring hope because she remember who is no more there. But it can't be only presentation of that and of a future. Hope is necessary because this is a Christmas village, because hope is always mandatory. So I followed the suggestion of adding some more flowers there, and some flowers because there weren't any flowers, and because like this way, the fact that the girl is remembering who is no more with her, and the fact that she is the future and the future is hope, and not just death but also growth, also reborn as a flower, reborn each season. So I added the flowers there. It is the same as those flowers here, and the red one that I used, I think only for the girl there, but I added some other flowers. This is the only changes I made in this section, and there nothing more. I will not talk about the figurines I added, but only the new figurines for these 2024 Christmas Village. The other figurines, and only about the figurines I made and why I made them. Okay, so the rest is what I've already explained to you. I left voluntarily this part empty because it is somehow a part of transition between what it is and what it has been, a limbo, some sort of a limbo there. Okay, let me continue with the edges there. Last season the edges were a little different. last season I modeled the edges ending at this level here. For this season I've tried to improve my model, adding some sculpted part, as if a gardener would have sculpted the edges, adding some mini trees on top of the edges. But it's like having edges in the beginning, this tall, and then the gardener sculpt the two small little trees on top of them. And this is the new version of the edges that you had already seen when I proposed to you the gazebo that it is towards the left of the layout, and that you will see in some minutes. And this is the new addition on top of the edges, and those are some of the new props I added and that weren't present in part 18. Also, this has been modified. I modified this section here. Now the shape is at 90 degrees, and so now people can get there, go up to the market, and then comes down from this side. And then the fifth themed section, and it is simply Red Riding Hood, riding the giant ferocious wolf like that. She controlled the wolf. So in my Uchronia, this is Red Riding Hood, and she doesn't fear the wolf, and she owns the wolf like that. So the section were 5: Alice in Wonderland, the Iron Giant Robot and the Little Girl, Cinderella, and Snow White, and then her. It is the last addition, the last section. So I started with two big dedicated section, Alice in Wonderland and the Iron Giant and the Little Robot Girl, then smaller and smaller. So here nothing else has changed, guys. I don't think so. I will not talk about all the figurines, as I said, that you have already seen, but I will only talk about the figurines when I modeled new figurines for this 2024. Up there nothing has changed here, and nothing has changed from part 18 I'm talking. So I simply added here some figurines and there, and the only big changes I made concerning Cinderella and Cinderella carriage, and I will remember that this version is a last minute version because 1.5 months ago, I think, my intention was to use what I modeled, so the Cinderella carriage, as I modeled it, plain, functional, etc., with some 2 or 3 princes coming down, as this was a bachelorette choice for her. But let's forget what I had in mind in the beginning of the season, and let's concentrate there. You were right. I used before a too small, a too thin clock as responsible of the crash, of the death of the horses of Cinderella and of the crash. So I modified one of the standard Lemax street clocks, bending it, and it's not metal, so I had to cut everything and then reassemble using some resin, etc., making it bend towards you and towards the right a little. It would have been much more comfortable for me to model everything already crushed instead of cutting every single piece. That's why I'm talking about a last minute decision to go this way, to go this dark way. Okay, and then obviously I added the 5 to midnight quadrant there. Okay, here nothing has changed. I haven't modeled anything new there. Let me go there, the horary, and it is the horary there, the planetary system that makes so noise, because it makes somehow like an empty space between what it is outside and what it is inside, so it make it louder than normal when the electrical motor turn and make vibration in something in a part, inside a part that is almost empty. There guys, and let me go this way to show you what we have already seen, the dancers there. If when I posted this you were right, too dark, many of you pointed out that this should be a Christmas village, a celebration. Why so dark? And I replied, okay, this is for me a reality. It's not simply a Christmas village, an utopic Christmas village with everyone is happy, everyone is there just to celebrate, etc. I wanted something more realistic, not just utopistic like Lemax is used to propose to us. But then I remember that I completely left that part empty during all the season. I wasn't completely satisfied about adding some small part there. So I added dancers there. Why? Because for me, dance is celebration. And if this is too dark, that is compensated by the celebration of the dancers that I added there. I added a couple and 2 girls dancing. From the left, the blue dancing girl is somehow a classical pose in the classical ballet. On the right, I added a pose that it is classical for Carmen. Carmen, the opera from Bizet, represented many success on the stage with ballerinas, with classical ballet, and she has a fan on her right, and this is a classical pose for a standard pose for Carmen. And if this is the blue dancing girl is normal dancing pose, Carmen is somehow between love and between war and between guilty, because Carmen is a gypsy that fall in love with a soldier, and a very struggling story behind Carmen. But it is a magnificent ballet, okay guys. And I placed the 2 ballerinas on top of some crates like that, because they are just the contour of what it is there. The pose there, and it is very strange to have some ballerinas with such a costume, with such strange color. It is normal for Carmen to have some red because of the passion of the ballet, but they are completely strange, not classical. the ballerina, the female dancer, is also with red hairs. This for me is a representation of the most famous ballet and opera also from Stravinsky, the Firebird. And the Firebird is also synonym of phoenix, and the phoenix is the bird of rebirth. So that's why I added those dancers. And all the 4 dancers there are last minute models. I heard what you said, I always hear what you said, so I wanted somehow to balance the darkness of these mini section and the darkness of the section with the Iron Giant and this section. So Phoenix or Firebird, the bird of rebirth, and the story of the Firebird, that it is a very, very beautiful ballet, and this pose I invented it, but I've seen the Carmen and the Firebird both in Paris, but at the ballet, at the opera ballet, and not recently, but I was younger, okay, and I've seen both ballet. And the Firebird, the story, with the feather of the Firebird, of the Firebird, the feather can bring protection and joy to the world. If the dancer, that it is supposed to be a prince, but also a prince that is lacking the princess because she has been kidnapped, but to bring joy, to bring rebirth, to bring protection to the world, the prince can pick a feather from the Firebird, and joy and protection and rebirth will be there once again. And I know I'm not, as I always told you and as I repeated many times, I'm not a religious person, but I read anyway the Bible, as I read other religious book. It is written in the Bible, if I'm correct, that there is a time for everything, and there is also a time for dance and a time for sing. And the dance, so it is a celebration for me. So those 3 dancers are celebrating the rebirth and are celebrating in general, okay? And that's all for this side here. Okay, everything I've explained, everything I've revolutioned there, here and there. The bridge already explained. Here I added something new. Then here, guys, it was a pity not to add something around this, as I always called it, modest blue-roofed house. So I transformed this in some sort of mini farm, okay, with chickens, etc. With I know the pumpkins should have been recorded a little sooner, but I added some, other than some chickens, also some onions, some beets, etc. like there, and a well, okay, an old well. So has completely changed the aspect of this house. This is not just a modest house, but it is the house that provide the food and the eggs and everything else for the blue roofed houses section. When I told about the gazebo, you have already seen during the season the new type of edges here around the gazebo, and those are the edges from last season with no trees on top of them, and I used last season edges for this modest house, the modest house. Then the grass there, the green grass, was too empty, was too naked. So I added some flowers. Some are the same flowers I used for the bridge, etc. Other are flowers that are somehow simulating some roses there, etc. Just wanted, yes, why not some snow on top of the grass, because I wanted some color like that. Otherwise, just having flowers coming from nowhere under the snow. No, I wanted to point out that I have grass there. Then I added some lights around the stairs, and now it is not different, but it has changed. This part here, guys, has always been empty. There was just a giant tree you have seen me doing during the season, but those giant trees, like the tree you see on the back there, that I have covered with some snow, and it is not the biggest one. I had here a giant tree, were too big, guys, so I've eliminated, as I eliminated the roof on top of the gazebo, to place Santas there and the children getting there. This is the section with the most children, and sorry, I was saying this is a celebration. So I eliminated the big giant tree because it would have covered everything, and I needed this space for these three main figurines that I modeled, I think, in late May, and were always intended to be here. Joy was lacking after this section, and Cinderella, especially after Cinderella section, but this is pure joy, pure Christmas spirit. Clowns are joy for the young ones, for the children, and I always planned to add those clowns there since the beginning of this 2024 adventure, and all were meant to be used or with this house here or with that house there. I placed this house here, then this had become for me the clown house, as if the parents have organized this show for the children. There is the sad clown that is playing some music, somehow Pierrot, if you know Pierrot clown. Then there is the clown that use hair balloons to make some animals. I know air balloons were not there during first year of Victorian time, but this is a new Uchronia, guys. So for me, balloons existed even in Victorian time. I'm talking about that because plastic wasn't there during Victorian times. Okay, only steel, coal, iron, etc. Plastics is more for the new century, for after 1900, etc. Okay, the clown on the balloon with the balloons, and it is somehow twisting the balloons. Then Pierrot, then the singer. That for me it has a smile. It is singing as not as ridi pagliaccio, no, but as a song for children, and it is completely different from the clown. Sorry, I modeled 2 seasons ago for the carnival section that I will place here. This was the clown I modeled, less fat clown, but somehow a little more creepy than the clown I modeled there. And this one, it can resemble, but it is in a classical pose, very hilarious for the children. And I used some pastel colors for all of them, not too vivid colors, except for the balloons, for the small balloons there. And it is singing a very happy song, maybe a Christmas song. But you know that the Christmas songs are not made for opera singers, but clowns normally are some of the best opera singers. No, I'm joking. Come on. This, for me, it was intended to be there. What wasn't intended to be there is half of the stage there. This is an addition because I wanted it like a stage, place it there, because maybe after the clowns, the parents the day after organized something with some other circus performers, okay, and so they had a stage there, Christmas tree there, etc. This has been modified. Most part I modified here is this one, but sincerely I love those guys. Yes, okay. I'm selfish right now, but they were intended. That's why you don't have children all around the rest of the layout except in front of Alice in Wonderland section, but they are concentrated here. And him, it is a new figurines also for these 20. These I modeled that on September, I think. Yes, I modeled it on September. And it is running towards the clown, him too, okay? Maybe it was some part else. Those are all Lemax. Those are all Lemax 1, 2, 3. This is my figurine from last season. Those two also. This one also from last season. This one too, and this one is for this new season. The little girl with the little tree is from Lemax, and those are for this new season, guys. And this is joy, this is a celebration, music, happiness, and the spirit of sharing, because the joy is shared between all those guys there. Okay, and so, okay, so talked too much about the clown section. Okay, now what you have here is the new entry, and I told you many times during the season that I had intention to add a particular entry to the blue roofed houses section, and this is my entry. It's not one piece, it's 2 pieces, so it is symmetrical. It can be used as a stairs to access another level. So if you use just simply the right side, you can use it to have stairs because they are symmetrical. What you don't see here, you see there. So from the ground level you can climb up those stairs go here. Then you can climb here, okay, inside, and you can see that you can climb from the inside to get access to another level there. Or maybe you can use those stairs to access this level here through the I can't show you, but it is visible there. There is a passage between the stairs here and the top. It is this opening there, okay? And this is the symmetrical part of the other stairs. You have bells on top of it, no blue roofed because this is just wood, and those are not brass bells, but or silver bells, but are golden bells. And with the lights, as I modeled everything like this one in this section there, or joined together like something like it is an entry. Come on, get inside. There is a completely new world, galaxy, realm behind me, and like a moon, like an entry, like a moon, okay? And placed together is a gate, singular, or somehow a meaning of climbing to a new level. This is the biggest one that was still missing for the blue roofed houses section, and it is completely wood except for the bases that need to be solid, so with rock bricks, okay? And that's all for this, and this was the last thing I wanted to show you for this entry here. I also told you that I would have placed a building there if I hadn't the Atlas column there. And that building is once again a blue roofed one. I will place it here, guys, like that, and ready to be used with some power cords, obviously. And this is a tower, or a watchtower if you prefer, modeled in the same ways, with the stairs to get access to the first level there, and then with guards getting access here, and then another stair there to get access here, and then to climb up there. This was not supposed, and it is not supposed to be an house, but a watch guard, and it would have completed the blue roofed house section. Placed in that corner would have been far away from the rest, with the guards protecting these, or alarming in case of danger the blue roofed houses section. But I haven't found a place for it because of the new Atlas columns that are supporting the weight of the Santa section, and this column here is taller than the level there, so I would have placed, as I originally wanted, the Santa section at the same level of the protector there. But now it is here, and it is unused, okay? And I had already painted everything. It was ready to be used. As always, only the base took almost 10 hours and 5 minutes to print. Only the first base. It is 4 pieces there. It is made of 4 divided pieces there. Blue roofed house, somehow different from the dimension of this roof here, but almost the same design. and this was supposed to be the last building I modeled for the blue roofed house section. And so the blue roofed house section was one house, two house, three house, four house, five house, the clock tower and the watchtower. Then I added and the Rebecca's house. Once everything here was modeled, but I tried to give continuity, as I already explained during the season. Here, that guys, if this is not also pure Christmas spirit, this one and the other one are supposed to be the richest houses, so why not adding a big giant simulated Santa's sleigh with a gigantic bag of Christmas present inside. So this one too is modeled during the last days. I didn't know what to place in the garden of this house here, so I modeled the sleigh there and the bag of giant, that it is modular, so I can also remove the giant bag. I don't want to ruin the scene right now, but they are two pieces. The giant bag and the sleigh are two pieces separately. Then a small bag of gifts there. Then I placed my favorite figurine on top of there, the kissing goodbye. But for me it's not a kissing goodbye, it is a welcome kiss this season. And then I also used the same technique I used for the stair to get the lights around the tree there. And even if they are very far, the stairs, the tree there, and Santa's tree on top there, Santa's section tree, are flickering at the same level. So I used a splitting system under the layout, where I have under there, guys, I had thousands and thousands of wires, and I used a splitting system to get just one single box to control everything is flickering like that, every single Christmas light like that. I have now 3, but I could have placed 10, 12 or 13, and they are flickering mix, so different waves. Okay, now I will end talking about those trees there, and this one is the giant tree you had seen me making with some real plant, because this is a real plant, as you have seen during the normal season, and I simply sprayed on top of it another layer of glue and added some snow. It is very giant, so I eliminated this. I had prepared another 4 giant trees, because in my original idea it was to have each blue roofed building with one giant tree, but I would have ruined everything. And from the back, voila. And this is compost, guys. It's not dark matter. It is simply compost, because in a farm compost is regular, and even the scarecrow is there, and from the front the scarecrow is like that. And so I think I've talked about everything I added. Yes, some benches, some pure wood benches, some Christmas tree. So from part 18 to the final result, I added so many celebration props, okay, and this is opulence, okay, as Christmas has always been, and they are saying we are rich, and we will show you how rich we are. My bad, I was almost forgetting to tell you about the new type of fences I add all around the blue roofed houses section, and it is new, fresh new. For this season it is entirely metal, supposed to be metal fences, pure iron fences, and I wanted something that was able to allow me and you to see through them and be a good type of fences. So I modeled a corner, 90-degree corner, a long fence and a short fence. While I was assembling all the fences, I realized that I forgot to model some short angle. Instead of using 2 4 6 7 2 4 6 7 per side, I should have modeled also a corner with just 3 of the vertical balusters for each side, because it would have been useful to not use a long and a short on a corner, but to have continuity on a corner. But these type of fences remember the canal fences, but instead of being too modern and too canal, developed for something that is in the Netherlands, so some canals. It can be used as a pure metal fence everywhere you want, in your villages, in your cities, everywhere. And I also modeled a gate, a mini gate, as you can see, and it is movable, so you can open it and close it, and some pillars, some stone brick pillars, okay. It has a hinge, etc., so it can be used and moved wherever you want. And I don't think these new fences are that bad, simply because you don't have the impression to be a wall or something like that, but they allow you to see through. Not that simple as a canal fences in model, in design. I'm talking about a model design, but pure Victorian era, Victorian style, Victorian design, and functional as a canal fence, because a canal fence from Lemax is the most functional fence of all. It is a fence, it allows you to see through them, it is the perfect fence. But this one is more styled, I think, and I don't know why I haven't modeled it before like that. The balustrade I modeled last season, etc., were a little too massive. Those one are light, except for the corners, but they are very well suited for any Victorian era village or city. So for next season I will improve this design and model so many more, and 3D print so many more of them. Improving it means having a short corner, okay, and this is printed with the filament printer. As you can see, it is white. Then I painted them with a mix of black and iridescent silver to simulate some metal fences. Yes, I think it is a real pity not having found a spot even for this watch guard tower, but I can't and generally no one can have everything, even if it is still Christmas season. This will end the 2024 regular season. I am here with my village and Mac, my companion. Sorry, Mac, I was almost forgetting about you. But don't worry, I will be back soon during the off-season, obviously, with something new. And I promise that this is not a threat. Maybe. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and give big thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing my absolutely awful English, and my best wishes to all of you.